What is up, fam? How is you feeling? Now I'm going to show you how to make some bourbon trash. So this is French fries smothered in green chili, topped with shrimp with a bourbon glaze patty. Now before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, fam. Half of an onion is plenty. Now how big you want your onions, that is totally up to you, fam. Me, I like my onions small, so I'm gonna go ahead and start chopping it up. After you're done chopping it up, you can go ahead and put your onions to the side. The next here, all you're going to need is 1 pack of andouille sausage. Now 1 pack will be enough for about 5 people. Now if you think you're going to have more than 5 guests or more, I would recommend go ahead and getting 2 packs. And you already know what to do, fam. Go ahead and start chopping it up. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put my andouille sausage to the side. We're gonna go ahead and start prepping our parsley. We're gonna use that for a garnish. So then you already know what to do. You know what I'm about to say. Start chopping it up. Next, we're gonna go ahead and start making our roux. 1 cup of oil, 1 cup of flour. Then we're gonna go ahead and whisk that up. Now, depending on how light you want your roux to be, that is completely up to you. Once your roux have reached the color that you're looking for, you can go ahead and start adding in your onions and your sausage. Now normally I will go ahead and brown my sausage, but that is completely up to you. So we're going to add in 1 can of rotel and 1 pound of green chili. Then go ahead and add in some chicken broth, the whole thing. Now we want to go ahead and stir that up, get that on a medium-high heat until that starts to thicken. We want it to be thick enough to where it's not super runny. Now I'm going to go ahead and add in some Cajun seasoning with some paprika. That's going to give my green chili a darker color. Now you can use a Cajun seasoning of your choice. Man, look at that, fam. So that is how our green chili should look once it has thickened. Now we're going to go ahead and start chopping up some garlic for our bourbon glaze. No need to cut it into small pieces. We're going to take this out before our sauce starts to thicken. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my garlic into 1 cup of soy sauce just for the time being. Then we're going to go ahead and add in a 1/2 cup of water, 1 cup of brown sugar, our soy sauce and garlic, 1 can of pineapple juice to sweeten it up. Now I'm using Jim Beam bourbon, so you want to go ahead and add about 5 tablespoons of that bourbon. And before our sauce starts to thicken, we want to go ahead and remove all of our garlic. Now this is 1 pound of shrimp. Now I'm going to be honest with you, 1 pound of shrimp was not enough to feed 5 people. So if you got 5 people, I'm recommending at least 2, at least that way everybody gets some shrimp. Now I did season my shrimp with Cajun seasoning. You can use whatever seasoning of your choice. Now for the patties, we're just going to use something simple. Salt and pepper. That bourbon sauce is going to give it that mwah. Now how you choose to cook your patties, that is completely up to you, fam, but everybody don't like medium rare, so I went here to make sure that all my hamburger patties were completely well done. Now I am using steak fries. You can use whatever fries of your choice. We're going to go ahead and throw it in the air fryer. Now before we go ahead and start plating our food, we want to go ahead and start glazing these patties with that bourbon glaze. I mean, look at that, fam. I mean, it looks so beautiful. Now you want to glaze both sides of your patties. You want them to get all that sauce. Now get fancy with it. Now be very generous with your fries. Go ahead and add in your fries and your cheese. Go ahead and pour some of that green chili, the sauce, the meat. Go ahead and get that on top. That's going to go ahead and start melting your cheese up while it's still hot. Then go ahead, add you a 2nd layer of cheese, and then we're going to go ahead and add some more green chili on top of that while it's still hot, so that way we can get that cheese nice and melted. Now go ahead and add in your bourbon glaze patty on top, then add in the shrimp, and now for our garnish with the parsley. Man, that looks wonderful. I had to take a step back to appreciate that. I mean, look at that, man. That was phenomenal. Bourbon trash, y'all.